I'm happening to speak to a lot of people who do have money to. They want their money to go to work, but they have under 50,000. I understand. I have a better concept of how to use their money if I were doing a flip or something, where I could actually secure their money with the property. But doing it, raising capital under 50,000 for our operations is a little bit more tricky for me to pitch to people, and how I can secure their funds if there even is a way to secure the fund. There isn't, right?
I mean, there is, but it's not really effective. I mean, it's no different than any other business that's raising capital. It's not about the collateral; it's about the business.
Right. So it's more about just like my operations.
Mm-hmm. I mean, technically, the furniture is the security or collateral, but once a used couch,
right?
So yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Yes. Now the only and let's be clear, the majority of businesses don't have real estate attached to them. So the majority of the things you have ever seen haven't had much collateral outside of maybe a personal guarantee. So understand that that's normal. You just coming from the real estate side first, where you've had it beat in your head, collateral, which is fine. And in the business world, that's very normal to have a signature as your collateral for all intents and purposes.
Hey, ready. And how much do any of the units you have, how much do you charge per day for animals? Any of the units that you allow?
$20 per day.
How much?
$20 per day per animal.
All right. Cool. Thank you.
All right.
I got some more questions, but I'll come back around.
No, no problem. Next.
Lewis.
Okay, Jay, another question about what we discussed earlier about the investment and people who are looking to buy into your business, or perhaps just...
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So just to recap, because I was in the middle of doing two things. So you said from 0 to 50K, 7%, of course, but the 50K to the 250K is what again?
It's always no more than 7%, regardless of level of investment. The difference between 50 and the 0 to 50 and the 50 to 250 is between 0 and 50, you're typically going to be in the deal with someone else, because that's not likely to be enough capital. Whereas at 250 or 50 to 250, you have the potential of, quote unquote, having the deal to yourself, because I won't need to necessarily put you with someone else in order to make it work, if that makes sense. You also want to learn to access other people's resources, because there's a part of it that you can give to them. For example, one of the major reasons I do things the way that I do them is because I would prefer to give the money back to people as opposed to a bank, right?
Mm-hmm.
So take the hotel idea. I would rather give the money to you guys than to give it to bank. To give. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That to me, that makes more sense so while yes, keeping it all to yourself can sound attractive, but you're going to end up financing it somehow. So you're giving money to somebody. So that's just how I look at it, though.
And some additional questions too. So do you normally start to repay them back, or pay that 7%, whatever, after one full year? Is that usually how?
Depends on the situation.
Okay.
And source of capital. So some accounts, they don't need cash flow. They just need growth. Some accounts need cash flow and growth. Some people have no plans to use the money for 15 years. So that's why you have to diagnose in order to prescribe.
Gotcha.
Until you diagnose, you just don't know. But in a perfect world, your person won't need their funds for at least 7 years, preferably 10. And if they don't need it, then there's no need to pay them a small little cash flow number, because they're not doing anything with it.
But I hear what you're saying, but for some reason, it sounds a little odd to me, and how I would convey it to them. Hey, I won't pay you back till 7 years, or,
It's called the balloon payment. That's all.
Okay, gotcha.
I mean, it sounds odd to you because the government's done a really good job of telling you that mortgages are 30 years and you make payments every 30 days. Yeah, that's it. There's no other way to say it. That's just why it sounds odd.
All right. And I wish I could do the $20 a day on the dogs here in Indianapolis. Prices a little bit, not like California, but it'll get better come busy season.
No problem.
Thank you.
All right.